down, let's think about orientation. Okay, orientation has everything to do with which way is up. So if you think about having a sun, right, and then, oops, have flowers, they really need to know which way they want to face, right? Where do they want to look? This becomes pretty important if you're a flower. All right? And many, I think, of the conversations that I have with people in organizations, in church, wherever, or with parents, have to do with orientation. They haven't even thought about which way is up yet, much less any of the other ones. Once we get ourselves dialed on which way is up, or in orientation, now we can start paying attention to position. Okay, and this is actually pretty easy to figure out. If we know which way is up, we have a north, right? And then by definition we have a south. And then we can start figuring out east and west, and we can start playing with where do I fit in? Where am I in position to everybody else? Okay? The third one, after we figured out orientation, after we've gotten position, the third one is the question of identification, right? And this is kind of a who am I kind of question, right? Which gets way deeper, okay? Which gets way deeper than position or orientation. It actually gets internal to you and me, all right? Now, what I find interesting about most of the conversations that I find with Christians or non, doesn't really make a difference, is they always want to talk about direction, right? They want to talk about where are we going. And I am starting to realize, well, this is step 4. What about step 3? What about step 2? What about step 1? Okay? And one of the things that I'll talk about over the next couple of video blogs is how do we orient ourselves first and foremost, then what is our position, then how do we get into the ID mode. And I think direction is going to come from those 3 things. But if you start to work on direction first, then you really get yourself in a lot of trouble.